Hey there. Now let's try to understand the design pattern of Codeigniter. Now friends, the design pattern of Codeigniter is Model View Controller. We call it as MVC in short. Friends, MVC is not only design pattern for Codeigniter, but this design pattern is widely used in the software industry. Many software development tool uses design pattern of MVC. Why? Because it's very good. It's proven for good development of software. Why MVC? Because MVC basically do two things. It's give you the opportunity of reuse the code in a very easy manner. And the second thing is it separates the concerns. Now what are these concerns? Let's try to check that. Now friends, model view controller, what are these three terms? These three are nothing but concerns. What are these concerns? Whenever we develop a software, there are three major components. First one is the UI or the user interface, which is displayed in front of the user. Second thing is the processing done by the software and conversion of data to information and either storing it into the database or displaying it to the user. So that's the second concern. And the final concern is if we have information, where to store it, or if we have the information from where to read that information. So that is the third concern. Now the categorization is very simple. Let's try to check it using a very simple example. Now in this example, here is a very simple web page. This web page is nothing but it's a form for a seminar. So in here, the user will surely input some data, right, and submit the data. Now this form is the user interface using which the user is interacting with the software. So we are viewing this user interface, so it is known as the view. Now whenever the user will fill this data, some processing need to be done. For example, this date format. If the user fill in the date format in an invalid manner, where the value of month is greater than 12, there a computation or a processing would be required. Here comes controller in picture. Controller do all the processing part. All the computation, all the calculations are done by controller. In fact, we can also say the controller is the heart of MVC, whereas the view is the face of MVC. Lastly, when the data is gathered and the controller has converted this data into information, we would require to store this information in this database. And all the database related operations are handled by model. Now friends, understand this. Whatever UI related things are done in MVC, we handle it using the view. Whatever calculation computation is done, it is controlled, handled by the controller. And whatever information is kept or whatever information is read by the database is handled by model. In other words, view is the face of MVC, controller is the heart of MVC, whereas model is the memory of MVC. Alright, so this is the design pattern of MVC. The best thing about Codeigniter is this. The design pattern MVC is implemented so well and so easily that understanding this design pattern is very easy and implementing the MVC using Codeigniter is super easy.